For me, it is about the law and people. That is not a legal defense, let me tell you. And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found a solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Nolan Carl is suing outdoorsman Jedediah Henry in the amount of $700. He says while out hunting in Alabama, the defendant shot and killed his dog. Mr. Henry claims the plaintiff was on his land and it was an accident that the dog was killed.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Christina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Mr. Carl, you're a hunter.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
How
Judge.
long have you been hunting?
Over 30 years now, Judge.
Okay. And do you hunt now in certain areas? Explain, how do you take special hunting trips and where do you hunt?
Yeah, I like to go boar hunting, and every year during boar season, I take my dog out and go hunting. I used to have two, but one of them died of old age. But the younger one I use now to go hunting.
And how does a dog help you?
Well, he tracks. This is a very well-bred dog, and he tracks the boar and chases it down for me, corners him.
Wow.
And he keeps it in the corner until I get there where I can shoot him.
Is this a very specific area where you're allowed to hunt?
This area is where I usually hunt. It's specific.
So is it designated as a hunting area?
Yeah, other hunters use it. It's designated.
So the public knows?
Yes, the public knows.
Okay. And then are you, Mr. Henry, a hunter also? Is this a hobby of yours?
It's like kind of a hobby. I inherited 100 acres or so of land from my family.
You did? Wow.
And I was living in Los Angeles. I was kind of couch surfing, and I was kind of going through some tough times.
Were you in school here or working or?
I was just kind of doing a little this and that.
Okay, all right. So, but are you a hunter? Have you hunted?
Well, not really, but I got to this house, and there was old guns and stuff, and so I was I'm gonna try to.
Have you ever used a gun before?
No.
So you never used a gun in your life?
No.
And who taught you how to use the guns?
I just kind of looked at stuff on the internet.
Huh. Okay.
And so I'm out there.
So you're not a hunter. You moved from Los Angeles because you're couch surfing to this property of 100 acres that you inherited.
It's in Opelika, Alabama.
Okay. And so you moved to Alabama. You started living in the house in the cabin, and you started to hunt.
Basically, I don't have much to do there all day, so I'm trying to live off the land. I'm growing plants and vegetables. Most of my days consist of me kind of hanging out in the woods, having a couple drinks. I'm looking for animals I can kind of
Couple drinks?
2 or 3 drinks.
Okay, so Mr. Carl, you are hunting with your dog.
Yes.
That
day we went hunting, and we started early in the morning, and we got our first boar around 7 o'clock. We took it to the truck, my dog and I, you know. But I decided that, well, it was so early, we'll go back out and see what we see. So we went back out, and about a half hour later, my dog spotted another boar. So he took off after this boar. And, well, he's a hound dog, and he's trained to let you know where he is. So he's always baying. When he's running after the boar, he's baying at the same time. So you can always know where he's going. So that's why it's easy to follow him in the woods because he's baying. So he's running after this boar and he's baying, so I know where he's going. So I'm heading that direction. And he's getting further away, so I'm hurrying up to get closer. And all of a sudden, I hear a shot, boom. Then another shot, boom. And then I realize I don't hear my dog anymore. Now, this is a valuable dog that I've been hunting for 7 years. It's been professionally trained. You know, I've been doing it all my life. And now all of a sudden, I walk up there, cautiously, because I didn't know what was going on with those 2 shots. I get there and I see my dog. He has a bullet hole in his shoulder and he's bleeding.
Oh my goodness, okay.
And I see a boar 20 feet away. It's dead. And this guy walks up and he looks at me. He says, "That dog almost ate my meal." I'm thinking, are you kidding me? You just shot my dog.
Yeah.
That's what he's trained for, to hunt boar. And he looks at me like, it's not my problem. Well, I said, hey, you know, this is a professional dog. It's been trained to do this. You just killed my dog. That's, first of all,
Well,
that's my
did your
boar.
dog die?
He's trying to kill
Yes.
the boar over
Well,
here.
I picked him
What
up
about the dog?
because I knew I had to get him to the vet, so I picked him up and got him to my truck. But by the time I laid him down in the front seat, he died.
Oh.
So I went back to try to talk to this guy and say, hey, you know, you just shot my dog. What are you going to do about it? You know, this is hunting ground. It's public hunting ground here. Everybody hunts, and you just killed my dog. And he gave me a stupid answer like, you know, I hunt too. Well,
So, Mr. Henry, the area where you were, did you know it was a public hunting ground?
Well, I was like on my property.
No, you weren't on your property because you were in the hunting ground. So did you know that your property was adjacent to a public hunting ground?
I don't know. I mean, I see people hunting out there all the time.
So you didn't know.
Coming up on Justice for All.
It's pretty outrageous that you would pick up a gun and shoot with it if you have no idea how to use it.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Nolan Carl, who is suing Jedediah Henry for negligence and loss of property.
All right, when you realized that you shot a dog, what did you do? What did you think?
Well, it was an accident. I see this dog chasing a boar, and I've got like a rifle, and so I'm trying to shoot the boar, but they're going really fast in front of
So
me.
you saw the dog and the boar at the same time?
Yes,
Okay, so why did you shoot if you saw both at the same time?
because I wanted to shoot the boar.
Okay, let's go back. You told me before that you have never used a gun before until you got to Alabama.
No.
You never had any special training. You just looked on the internet and you thought that was enough lessons or teachings on how to use an extremely dangerous weapon.
Well, I'm trying my best, so I'm trying to
Okay,
teach
well, that's
myself.
not good enough. That's not good enough because what if it were a hunter?
I mean, there's not
What if
really
it was a
anybody-
human being and you are taking a deadly weapon in your hands without even knowing how to use it? You obviously, it's more than negligence, it's more than carelessness.
Well,
It's pretty outrageous that you would pick up a gun and shoot with it if you have no idea how to use it. It's not even a water gun. It is a dangerous weapon that can kill people. And you still thought it was perfectly okay.
Well,
Have
this
any
guy's-
criminal
this guy's
charges?
got a
Have
gun out
any
there.
criminal charges been filed against him?
not
Did you
yet,
call?
Your Honor.
Did you let know the police?
Well, as my dog died in the front seat, I called the police. And I told them what happened, and they said they would look into it, and they haven't got back with me yet.
Okay, well, you should let them know exactly what he said today. That is extremely dangerous. That is
Yes.
way beyond careless.
Yes.
Okay? So, Mr. Henry, when you realized you killed Mr. Carl's dog, did you volunteer to pay him for the value of the dog? Did you say, I am so sorry? What did you say?
Well, it was an accident. I don't know what this dog is.
Are you
This is a
required
dog
in
running around.
Alabama to have a license to use a gun? Yes, right? Yes. Do you have a license to use a gun, even
No,
if
but
for hunting, recreational
I'm just
purposes?
hanging around my property.
Do you have a license, is my question.
Not at this time, no.
Okay, all right, perfect. So we're going to take that under advisement, and Renard, we're going to have to notify the authorities. Mr. Henry, you are a dangerous weapon. Do you really understand what you did?
I'm trying.
I don't know if maybe you're not completely here today. I understand you're trying to live off the land, whatever, but you just don't go out and grab a gun and kill and shoot at it without knowing how to use it. In what deranged world do you live in? It's obviously not ours. You are a danger, a complete danger. So based on the evidence, Mr. Carl, I will have Mr. Henry reimburse you the value of your dog. I'm so sorry that you lost your dog, and we will follow up with the proper authorities to make sure Mr. Henry doesn't do this again. Good
Thank you,
luck.
Your Honor.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $700.
Maybe you should take a firearms training before you take a life.
Well, I guess I have to now. Sorry about your dog.